everybody. Thank you so much if you participated in the poll. This is why we're doing messages from your ancestors today. So thank you guys so much for being here. Yeah, if you click on here later, then hello. Yeah, so I hope that y'all had a wonderful weekend. Here are your congratulations. You made it to spring. I was like, this year, 2023, hasn't been bad. I think it started off really good. Like this first quarter has started off okay, but I feel like spring is really when the new year starts. Spring is really when you feel that fresh energy. The flowers are in bloom. Things are happening. Things are moving forward. So I just really feel like this is a really awesome time for a lot of people to come and get to see your manifestations, see the things that you've been working for. Things are finally starting to flow. I finally feel like we're like completely, personally, I feel like COVID is now like a distant memory for a lot of us, especially like the lockdowns. I finally feel like people are getting back into the rhythm, and all that good stuff. So, with all that being said, happy spring. And so let's get into your reading for messages from your ancestors. And again, thank you so much for participating in the poll. It helps so much. Okay. All right. So this is if you pick pile number one, the traditional deck. We are going to look into messages from your ancestors and what they have to say. I'm coming in here. Ooh, look at this. There's a lot of worry off the rip. Um, but I don't have like a specific idea in mind or specific kind of thing that I'm looking for. So we'll see what goes up. Thank you for the like, whoever dropped that. The Ten of Wands. Okay, so you are definitely carrying a lot of burden. A lot of you guys, this could be with, interestingly enough, I was going to say this could deal with work, but for a lot of you, it has to deal with work and home. You know, you were just responsible for like a lot of things. You're responsible for school classes or for just project completions. You're probably in charge of people are in charge of you, like you're just overwhelmed a little bit. And then some of you guys, I got specifically, some of you guys are like remodeling, or you're looking for a new house, or you're looking for a new location, you're still trying to work. Like there's just a lot happening between the two of you. So between the two things in your life, and I just feel like there's a lot of overwhelmness. But the thing is, like you are following your intuition, and your ancestors. What they want you to know is they are right there with you to guide you through this process, and you are absolutely capable of being successful in this space. So don't, even though it's a lot, you're almost done with the Ten of Wands. There, it's a cycle of completion. The Page of Cups. I just heard, I was like, you're the little baby. So some of you guys might be, sorry, big truck. I was like, so some of you guys might be like the baby of the family. And so I just want to feel like your ancestors are going to coddle you through this process. Look at that, the Sun card, the biggest baby out of the entire deck. Yeah. So it's just like it's going to work out in your favor. Your ancestors are definitely working with you hand in hand. They're coddling you. You might feel alone, but you're not. And then we got the Seven of Cups to the Ten of Cups. So really happy outcomes. Um, I feel like you're worried about things that you really shouldn't be worried about. I hate to say that because I can be a worry wart for real. But I feel like in this space, you know, um, whatever it is that you're worried about, or you're really like put a lot of pressure on yourself, or your ancestors are watching you, they're guiding you, and it's gonna be okay. Like you're going to be fine. You don't have to worry about this. I know it seems like there's a lot that's out of your control, and perhaps there is a lot that's out of your control, but you'll feel back in control in a while. You just gotta hang in there through this space, because again, like I was saying at the beginning of the video, I just feel like spring is gonna be like a time for opportunity. I feel like whatever ends up happening, these are gonna be a lot of doors. You can see the Seven of Cups as confusion, or you can see it as a lot of options. So it could be confusing because you have so many options, right? That's a fair state. But I really feel like in this space, your ancestors are encouraging you to look at it as like you are free. You have free will. You have choices. You can go in any direction that you want to. Perhaps you're being super overwhelmed right now with things that you're having to do when you're stressed. And the lesson is just like, why are you doing this to yourself? You don't have to go through this. You don't have to put up with this. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be a test of endurance. You get through this. And now, since you get through this really difficult space, well then, huzzah, you can get through anything in your life. So I really feel like your ancestors, you might feel like they are far from you, but they are really on your heels, making sure that you're protected and that you are moving towards your highest happiness. You're going to get a level of fulfillment after this. You got two tens, um, which is signs of completions. The Ace of Swords, look at that. And I feel like you're going to just have a new outlook or a new perspective. That's what I just heard. I think you're going to have a new perspective. Look at that, another 10. So you're certainly closing out a cycle and starting a new one. For a lot of you guys, this is mental, and mental. The thing about mental is like it can manifest in the physical. That's why mental is so difficult. It's just like you can go to the doctor and be sick as a dog, and then people are like it's stress, and it really can be because mental does manifest in the physical. That's why like mind, body, spirit. That's all the two, and also mind over matter. And this isn't to be too mumbo jumbo. The physical realm does absolutely matter. But I feel like in this case, you put a lot of pressure on yourself mentally. It's resulted physically, and basically, what your ancestors want you to know at this point is if you don't have to worry as much as you are worrying, you're doing a lot of unnecessary stress because you are taken care of. Look at this. You might even receive like a new money, foundation, new partnerships, new friendships, new connections that emerge from this. One really strong connection. You might be going through it, with work, and then you end up meeting somebody on your team who's helping you that you didn't even know. You walk past them every day, but they end up being like one of your best friends now because like they helped you through this period. So I feel like whatever it is, spirit is definitely telling you, yeah, you're moving in the right direction. Your ancestors are saying this is all about your mental interpretation of the situation. All this sword energy, even this, the moon is like emotional, and can be confusing, but I feel like you're misinterpreting your intuition. Like it's like you're reading it. It might be popping up as anxiety when really it's just your intuition, and that can be very difficult to learn how to navigate. You're like, am I freaking out to not go to this party or whatever because I'm anxious, or is spirit really trying to tell me not to go? I feel like it's a little bit of that. But I feel like the anxious, if it's fear based, then that's not from your ancestors. That's not from spirit. If you're looking at a situation like, oh, I'm gonna fail, or oh, this isn't gonna work out, or oh, this is a waste of time, or oh, I'm not gonna be able to accomplish what I want, then that is anxiety. That is not your intuition. Okay. Um, what is your intuition is telling you like, hey, you're moving to calmer waters. You just got to get through this period of time, and you're going to be look at this, closing this chapter. And I feel like a lot of you have felt, down and out. It could be financial, it could be social, it could just be, this is the down and out card, so take it as it applies. But I really feel like you're moving away from this, you're closing this cycle. And you have two fives here, I just realized. You have two fives. Two fives, 3 10s. So there's a change afoot, okay? There's a lot of change that's coming for you. Some of you guys could be traveling, could be going on a trip, on a vacation. Perhaps your ancestors are also telling you, it would be a good time to plan a trip or vacation. I'm specifically hearing June would be a good time. 3 aces. What is this? So your ancestors, Paul One, are really excited and encouraging you that you're going to get what it is that you need. You're going to get the support that you need. You're going to get the benefits that you need. You're going to get the finances that you need. You're going to get the people that you need. Like things are going to start working out in your favor for sure. They're keeping a very close eye on you. Expect a lot of communication to come in, and I feel like they're communicating with you through signs, through number repetitions. Like you might be seeing 1 1 1 1 1, 1 0 1 0 1 0. You might be seeing 5 5 5. Like you might be seeing those repetitive numbers that I'm seeing now. Especially 1 1 1, which is all about just taking your power back, owning it, being the boss. And that's also what I can hear too, is that your spirit guides are telling you that one of the biggest lessons that you're supposed to learn now is that you are a leader. So if you're in a space where you're not leading, or you're waiting for other people to lead, and that's not what you're supposed to. You're in tight spots because you're not in the position of power. Like I feel like that this is what spirit wants you to learn, is that you are a very powerful creature, and you should really be the boss or be in command of certain things. So perhaps in the past you limited yourself, especially if it's work, and your boss is just going fucking crazy, and they're just like really on your ass, and you're like, oh my goodness, what is going on? This is so much. I'm so overwhelmed. Blah, blah, blah. But then you get a job, or you see a job pop up where you are the boss, where in the past you were really nervous to take that. You're like, I don't know if I can handle that responsibility. It's like, well, would you rather handle the responsibility and boss people around and tell them to do what you know should be done in the right way, or would you continue being the lesser and getting bossed around by people who are incompetent? Feels like that. Doesn't have to be that specific, but your ancestors are certainly encouraging you to step up to a position of power. Stop being so passive in your life. One again, the magician, manifestation. Is so funny. So thank you, Spirit, for the confirmation because that's exactly what I'm getting. Like you have so much power. This is a choice in your life about what direction do you want to go in. You know, the lovers, where do you want to be? The Wheel of Fortune, another 10. Major changes are afoot. Major changes are afoot. And perhaps you've been manifesting people, you know, with the lovers there that can certain Gemini energy. So that's about communication, travel, talking, you know, to people's siblings. So it's just like, yeah, some of you guys could definitely be traveling, taking like a short distance trip unexpectedly. But I feel like it's positive. Then the Three of Swords came out. Let me see what that is about. Okay. Yeah, Three of Swords is not necessarily. Yeah, it might be an unexpected trip, but you might feel like financially, like I can't afford it, you know, and that's true. Shit, you know, shit, I get it. But I do feel like at some point you should definitely try to invest in yourself because you need it. You need a break. You've been working really, really hard, and your ancestors want to let you know that, like, if you do have it, you can get what you got. You know, you can get what you got going. The Three of Cups. So I just see a lot of really positive energy for you. Your ancestors are very, very close. Yeah, just to sum it up, Pile One, I was like, you definitely are stepping into a position of leadership. You're closing out a very long cycle that has been had a lot of pressure, but you're about to. I just heard breakthrough. You're about to actually have like a breakthrough. And sometimes you got to break down to break through. You know, I was like, I'm the queen, the advocate of that. You know, I had one of the most powerful awakenings that I've ever had in my life, and it manifested as like a fucking breakdown for sure. But after that, and after I rebuilt myself up, that's when I got into tarot and spirituality and all that other stuff really heavily. So, yeah, you know, sometimes you just gotta let stuff fall apart in order to start rebuilding. And I feel like your ancestors, I feel like with that, they're like you're trying to keep everything afloat, and it's just kind of like let it let it um, let it fall. You know, let it fall so then you can rebuild it. Stop trying to have all your hands all over one pot. That's just it's unnecessary. You're stretching yourself too thin. You're stretching yourself too thin. Okay. So that's what I got for you, Paul One. Thank you so much for tuning in with that. That was a lot of fun. I hope that you enjoyed that. The sirens are going off in the background. So yeah, stop reading your intuition as anxiety. If it's fear based, it's not for you. You know, I got a faith and I got a love. All right, thank you, and thank you to whoever dropped the likes while you were here. Let's move on to pile number 2. What do your ancestors have to say to you? What messages do they have for you right now? Ooh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Princess of Swords. They're keeping a very close eye on you, the universe. Yeah. These ancestors, you pile number 2, your ancestors are very, very, very close to you. The Chariot. You come from a very strong lineage as well with that Chariot there, like warriors. The Foolish Man. Wow, so you got the universe and the Fool, the High Priestess. All this 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana. Huge. I'm happy that you guys voted for this message because these messages need to come out. 2 of Cups. The Strength card. Yeah, I'm like, I want to get the whole picture. The Magician and the Devil. Wow. Okay. Okay, so I'm about to jump around. I'm just telling you. Don't jump around. Jump, jump around. Okay. So what immediately caught my eye was the Chariot and the 2 of Cups into the Devil because the Chariot is Cancer energy, the Devil is Capricorn energy. Astrologically, they are opposites. You are dealing with the 4th house and the 10th house. The 4th house of home, the 10th house of the world. You know, simply put. So I'm really getting that you're learning how to blend these two things about yourself. You're learning how to blend um, your emotional side to the side of you that has to go out and participate in the world. Perhaps you've been really in like a hermit mode, and Spirit is telling you your ancestors are encouraging you to go back outside during the springtime to engage with people, to talk to people, to communicate with people, and be social. I think that that's imperative for this next leg of your journey to reinsert yourself into the social scene and the status of everything. I'm getting this really strong, like powerful image here, of like, yeah, this merging. There's a lot of Cancer energy here. So for some of you guys, you could specifically be dealing with a mother figure or something. Perhaps there's like been, um, your mother is like moving in with you, or like you're having conversations with your mother more, or your mother plays a part. It could be good or bad, especially with this devil here. I'm not sure if it's positive or negative, but your mother could be like an influence in some way. But I feel like regardless of how it's manifesting, it's like you're flying the mesh, you're flying the coop, or you have like this a new understanding and a new realization. You're like stepping out into the world, away from your mother in some way, shape, or form. Um, or you've like just relearned lessons, like you cleared the karma that your mother had, and you've relearned lessons, and now you're moving forward with it. So that's a very strong message, very interesting, very interesting. But I also want to say too about that is like the Chariot, the Two of Cups, and even the Devil. That's all feminine energy. So you guys are also stepping into a space of receiving, which might be um, very interesting and new for you, especially if you've had to function in the masculine so much. I finally feel like you're able to like switch and step into that feminine side, but that feminine side that is a go-getter. A lot of people don't recognize that Capricorn energy is feminine energy. People assume that it's masculine, but it is a feminine energy. The 10th house is feminine. Capricorn is feminine. The world, Gaia, right, it is feminine. So don't think that um, working is only due to masculine energy. It's not. Okay. Especially when feminine energy is one to take care of people. But that's another tangent for another day. But I just want to express mostly that you are certainly stepping into a feminine energy now. Because of that, you're going to be on the receiving end. Some of you guys could honestly be manifesting a new partnership, a new relationship, a new travel plan. Because the middle of your reading is the world, the Two of Cups, the Magician to the Foolish Man. So I understand like you need to put yourself out there, take a risk, and you're going to be so surprised about what the universe has in store for you, particularly when it comes to other people. So if you've been trying to manifest friends, relationships, partnerships, particularly if you're in a feminine energy, then you are going to um, attract towards you a masculine. But you have to put yourself out there. It's not going to appear on your doorstep. Is what your ancestors are saying. Like, hey, we have something lined up for you, but you have to believe. You have to want it more than we want to give it to you. We can't work in a vacuum. um, so I mean, this is just so powerful. All these major arcana. So you are going through like a magnificent shift. Pile one also is going through a magnificent shift. So if you have time and you want to click over, certainly listen to that as well. But I'm just seeing so much like breaking of chains, particularly in the work world and in your status world. Like I just feel like you feel so empowered about what you're doing. Some of you guys, this could be like a promotion or just receiving recognition from your boss. Um, but you are so empowered about what you're doing and how you're moving and what's coming in store for you that it's absolutely magnificent because you're so powerful, you know and that's what your ancestors really want to highlight is just how powerful you are and how much you've grown with your intuition. The 10 of Pentacles, this seems really career focused. So if you have been trying to like work and you've been making your way up the ranks and all the other stuff, listen, your ancestors are so proud of you, but you should be really proud of yourself as well because you're doing it, you're accomplishing these beautiful things, and I think that you're going to have the stability it is that you wanted. It's coming. The moon, more feminine Cancer energy. So a lot of energy having to do with your mother here. This is also Pisces as well. The Page of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you've been instilled with a lot of fear. And this is what your ancestors want you to know. You've been instilled with a lot of fear when it comes to money, money management, how money affects you, how money flows. I feel like particularly maybe a masculine figure in your life or a dominant figure or just whoever had the money operated in a mentality of lack. And now that you're like breaking free from that and you learn like, hey, that problem that you made, it was you didn't inform me on life and how it actually works. You just instilled me with a whole lot of fear. Now that you're seeing that and you're moving and you want to move forward from that, you're going to realize how much you're attracting into your life of abundance because you're literally switching your mindset. You're divorcing yourself from um, toxic, thinking patterns when it comes to your relationship with money. And again, this can also appeal to other people. Like, I feel like you are meeting other people as well, but it all goes back to your relationship with money. How does that work? So let's say that, you don't want to go out and socialize with your friend because you're so nervous that you don't want to spend any more money. So you're staying in to save money. But hey, there's a whole world out there. Your husband's at the bar. But because you're trying to save $20, you don't meet your husband. He goes home with some other bitch. It's things like that. So it's just like, as long as you're operating in that scarcity mindset, you're actually missing opportunities to connect and to be more abundant. So I really feel like, in your way, I am not a financial advisor, but what your ancestors are trying to say is your relationship and your mentality with yourself, with your money, and with your resources needs to shift, so you can put yourself in situations to be seen, to meet people who are going to help you be fulfilled. So it's a few steps that you're going to have to take, in order to get in order to feel like you have this power. But it's really shaking off this devil energy. It's really shaking off the moving past. I just heard too, some of you guys could have grown up in a single parent household as well, or just dealt with somebody who was like one income, and so because they had like one income, they dictated everything. Yeah, it was a lot of sadness. There was a lot of sorrow, but it's time to overcome it. The Six of Wands. I feel like you worked hard enough. You worked so hard to not be in that situation. The Ace of Pentacles. You worked so hard to run from where you started that you haven't realized how far you've gotten. You've just been so focused on the run and getting away. And now I think that your ancestors are certainly encouraging you to take a step back, take a beat, take a breath, and recognize how far you've made it and how far you've come, and what you've freaking learned in the meantime, and how successful you are. Um, Death. It's an ending to the cycle. You have completely transformed your situation. You have made it 1,000 times further than the people who, you know what I just heard? I literally just heard Mr. West, Mr. Yay West, when he was just like, why am I arguing with people who are broker than me? I genuinely feel like that is your energy. Like, you're arguing with people that you superseded financially. People are trying to give you financial advice, or they're trying to tell you what to do, or they're trying to boss you around in some way and control you and manipulate you through your funds. And you're like, you could be really upset about it. And you're like, wait, I'm not broke. Like, why am I listening to you? Like, you're broke. I'm not broke. And I hate to be so like, not everything is about money per se. Not everything is about money. Not even per se. Not everything is about money. I totally get that. But in the day and age that we're living right now, money and power coincide, right? And so it's just like, when you feel like money has power over you and you don't have power over money, then that's when you are stuck in the devil's game. But I think now you're in a space where you're feeling victorious, where you're ending that relationship that was taught to you with money, with finances back in the day, where you were taught by somebody who let money overpower them. You worked so hard that you now overpower money. You just have to switch your mindset, and you want to switch it because it's going to be so freeing. Nine of Cups. I didn't even see this. It's going to be so freeing. It's going to be such a wish fulfillment, for you. You're going to be so happy and overjoyed and satisfied with yourself. Not about happiness sometimes, as I'm getting a little older and all this stuff, I'm realizing not everything's about being happy. Everything's about being satisfied. It's like, can you be satisfied at the end of your day? Are you satisfied at the end of the meal? You know what I'm saying? Did you eat all that you could eat? Are you cool? And I think that that's what you want, the Two of Wands. So I see this, Mars and Aries, so you're definitely taking control. I really want to say too, don't be angry. Your first reaction to this might be to be angry, but I think once you realize that, what I'm saying, or if you probably, this is probably just me, confirming how you're feeling already. But it's just like, once you're able to digest and step out of anger and step out of the dynamics and the control energy, and like I said, be like, why am I arguing with people who are broker than me? Then I feel like that's going to be the most freeing thing in your life for you. Yeah, yeah. In this relationship, in this sick relationship that you have with your money and your finances, don't let it dominate you anymore. You've worked too hard for it. I don't know, the Emperor. Yeah. I was about to say too, and this might, I don't know how this will read, but I'm just being honest. I was like, I feel like for whatever reason, this pile, if you aren't making a comparable amount of money, you know, um, then this might not be your pile, because I really feel like this pile right here actually does make a nice amount of money and actually does have high position and high rank. Um, for what they do. Now take that and put it in for what for whatever your message. Adjust that to you. But like this is the emperor empress pile. Like you have climbed. It's your ancestors are telling you to stop and smell the roses. You're not on the climb anymore. Is really what I'm getting. You're like you've climbed and you need to celebrate where you are. This is not the what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Like you're kind of over that. You just haven't fully like understood that like you pulled that shit off. You know what I'm saying? You're still fighting with yourself like you're broke and you're not, and you haven't been for a while. You know, so take that as a take that as it will. I'm happy that the emperor came out when it did. But if you're still like, I don't have enough money, I really don't. I'm really living paycheck to paycheck necessarily. Then hi, thank you. I know I've been gone for a while, but yes, it's so good to see you. Um, yeah, congratulations. Yeah, the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Wands. I feel like I just heard this too. Like you're, ooh, look at this, and the King of Wands. Yeah, I feel like there's somebody that you're meant to meet. It's gonna be electric. Spirit's so funny. Your ancestors are so funny. They're like, yeah, we talked about money, but let's talk about this significant other. I feel like you're gonna meet somebody who y'all are very different. Y'all could be culturally different too. I saw that earlier with the universe and the Fool. This person might be a different race than you're normally attracted to, but I feel like there's somebody that you're going to meet and it's electric. I just like it's electric. Like I just feel like you're going to be electrified by somebody, their mind, their intellect, their passion, their drive. They're going to be all the things that you are, but in like in your counterpart form, regardless of gender. You're just gonna be like, oh golly, this person, we're like the same, but like we're different. Like this is crazy. How did I meet this person? So please start going out. And your ancestors are deeply encouraging you to please start going out and also putting that fire under your ass to take control of certain things and trust your command and trust your leadership. I feel like some of you guys are untrusting of your own leadership, okay? So yeah, the Knight of Pentacles, I'm getting Virgo energy, so perhaps a lot of Virgos could have put this. And yeah, okay, final notes. Yeah, just moving in silence too. The Star card, ultimate wish fulfillment. But as you're planning things next, move in silent. And I feel like this person who comes in, your ancestors are, I think you're going to take it slow naturally because that's just who you are. I think you're naturally reserved. Um, but I really feel like Spirit is telling you to keep it to yourself so people don't influence this connection in like a negative way. Especially, sorry, I'm being honest, especially if you're dating multiple people. There's no need to tell anybody what you got going on outside of that connection. I'm a firm believer in that. Until there's one of these and you decide to publicly claim my ass, well then everything that we're doing is mumbo jumbo as far as I'm concerned. I was like, until there's one of these on my hand and you really claim me, then I'm not claiming you because you haven't claimed me. I'm very much an advocate for that. So I feel like some of you might feel guilty or whatever because you could be seeing somebody already and then you end up meeting this other person and you're just like, I don't know because this person is like very busy, so I don't want to tell my other person to suck it. And then I end up on this person just having that kind of monogamous feeling. There's a little bit of silence going off. So this is for somebody. This is for somebody out there. I was like in trying to be like monogamous, like oh, I only date one person at a time. Da, 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 da. I think that that's silly personally. As I've gotten a little older, I was just like, why? You can invest so wrong into one person for years. You could have been dating multiple people, saw that that person wasn't great, moved on, been, but no, because you felt ashamed or you felt bad or you felt dirty for talking to multiple people at one time. Like, who won that fight? Who? So, just keep that in mind. Take it or leave it. But your ancestors, that's not even me. Your ancestors showed the Seven of Swords, not me. I didn't pick that card out the deck. Your ancestors, the Seven of Swords. So be strategic about how you're moving forward in your connections. Is the moral of the story because you got the control. It's okay. And some of you guys need to hear this too. And I know that this sounds wrong, but it's okay to be manipulative from time to time. Everybody's now so quick to be like, you narcissist, you sociopath, you get. Listen, the only way that you can get what you want is to manipulate things that are in front of you. Manipulation has gotten like this stigma to be bad, but it's just like I manipulate a paintbrush when I want something to be done a certain way. It's just like you have the right to manipulate your situation in a way. It's just bad when it's quote unquote bad when it's done out of like when you're trying to get get one over on somebody. There's a difference between being private and like trying to f people over. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel like you're operating like that. But you're gonna have to be strategic and yeah, you're gonna have to strategize somehow you get things done. You're gonna have to move some things here to move this here to get this there to get that done. Don't, especially if you're a boss, especially if you're in that emperor position. Do you think Cleopatra was not manipulative? She killed her brother. Okay? I don't think you gotta do all that, but I'm just like, you got to make the system work in your favor from time to time, okay? Luck is not always on your side. Sometimes you gotta make your own freaking luck, okay? Okay? So I don't know why that came through so strongly. Your ancestors wanted you to know that. You know, don't be afraid to make your own luck. Shit. You're not the only person, and you're not gonna be the freaking last. You're not the first. You're far from the last person. So get yours, okay? That's what I just heard. So get yours. Your ancestors want you to get yours and call it a day. So that's what I got for you. Pile number two. That was a really fun reading. I'm really curious to see who's picking that reading. That was very specific. Your ancestors are extremely feisty. I can say that. Pile number two. That was fun. All right. And last but not least, let's move into pile number three and see what your ancestors have in store for you. What messages do your ancestors want to share with you right now? This has been such a interesting reading. I'm so happy that you guys I keep saying it, but I didn't know what reading to do, and I'm happy that it was this one. So I'm happy that you guys voted for this because I feel like it's necessary. It's the first day of spring. Like, let's get into it. All right, so we got the Knight of Pentacles. I don't know what this flash got me. The Queen of Wands. I just heard a slow build. The Seven of Cups. The Ace of Wands. Ah, I don't know. Let's put the Tower in the middle. The Tower card in the middle. The Page of Cups. We'll see how I feel about that. I don't know what order they came at. The Six of Cups. Okay, somebody from your... The Queen of Pentacles under the Queen of Wands in the Tower. That's so funny. And the Eight of Cups. Five of Swords. Five of Cups. So your ancestors, interesting. This is very interesting because it's a totally different vibe and flavor from the other readings. Um, your ancestors are more so coming to talk to you about relationships, love, and connections. Actually, um, so maybe that's something that you've been very focused on. If not, then you can pick literally either the other two piles, and you'll get the message that you need from them. But I definitely feel like you're moving forward in a very unexpected way. Perhaps some of you, your ancestors want you to know that you're about to travel. And this could be for work, but this could be for love, interestingly enough. How that works, beyond me. So we're going to keep digging. But I'm getting with the Tower card in the middle of this to the Eight of Cups. I'm really feeling that there's something here that is saying that you might start something new, but you're going to have to travel. So your ancestors want you to be prepared to travel. Um, the Queen of Wands, the Page of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles to the Ace of Wands. So there's a new beginning for you as well. So this is very similar to Pile 1. There's a new beginning for you. There's a new passionate beginning for you, and there's a lot of options. I also want to say, too, that your ancestors are saying there's going to be kind of like a lot of people from your past who are reaching out to you, who are wanting to reconnect with you. The Seven of Pentacles, and this could be people that you waited, I mean, a long time for. The Ace of Wands again, people wanting a fresh start. The Ten of Wands. I like people really wanting a fresh start with you that haven't been able to contact you, that haven't been able to get in touch with you, that haven't been able to literally touch you. They want to be in your energy and your presence again, and your ancestors are telling you to watch out for that. Not necessarily a negative thing. I don't think that they're coming with ill intentions. I think that they're coming with probably the best intentions that they've had since you've known them. But it's just not what it needs to be right now at this space. Because you have other things that are coming. So your ancestors want you to know that they're about to throw you a bone. This could be like a working opportunity or something. Yeah, the Strength card. I was like, I feel like you've been working so hard, and you put in so much energy, and you've seen, and this is not a bad thing, but with the Six of Pentacles here, I feel like you feel like you've seen so many other people around you get blessed, get fulfillment, get things work out for them, like things come together for them, and you're like, I'm so happy for them, but when is it my turn? Like, when do I get my Cinderella story? Now, you actually are going to get it now. I'm really being called to the Strength card. July could be a very significant month. So circle that, dot it, cross it on your, cross it on your calendar. July, September could be magnificent for you. I'm seeing June with 6 here, so June, July. Um, but yeah, your angels are watching. Your angels are truly watching out for you. Your ancestors they're going to give to you finally. You've been very patient. I feel like what I just heard. I just heard the meek shall inherit the earth. That's so specific. So I just heard that like the meek shall inherit the earth. You have been so quiet and so diligent about waiting your turn and not getting envious and not getting jealous of other people that you just feel are like doing well. There might be a ping there. We're all human, so I'm not like you're just walking on like, you could be like, oh, why? Oh, this person's in an awesome relationship. Oh, this person has an awesome house. Oh, this person has this. And you've been, instead of being like angry and resentful and bitter, you've been like, one day it's going to happen for me. And I don't have to be angry and resentful because I know that I'm going to be able to experience these things that people that I love or that people that I'm comparing myself to, for what it's worth, are receiving these things. I don't need to push my way maniacally into trying to get something done. So I finally feel like your ancestors are like, it's your turn now. It is your turn. The meek shall inherit the earth. You've waited, and now is the time that things are going to start really coming together in your favor. The Six of Pentacles again. So you're finally going to start receiving what you put out is what you're going to get. The Five of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles. So there could be something that's going on with work. Let me look into this. Something's telling me, pile number 3, you're really going to have to travel for work. And you might have to go outside of your comfort zone. Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Six of Wands, the Two of Wands, Seven of Swords. Um, I feel like I'm getting a very specific message for you, Pal 3, so let me know if this resonates. Your ancestors want you to know that like you're going to get some work opportunities, and it's going to take a lot of work. I'm using work a lot, but it's just like you're going to be focused. You're going to need to work. You're going to be nose to the grindstone. But there's a lot of success in it. You're planting a lot of seeds. So I feel like it's twofold, right? So it's just like you're about to get this opportunity to probably travel to be somewhere where you're not necessarily comfortable or somewhere where you haven't really been before to have this opportunity to work. You're going to be fucking working your ass off for like a period of time, and you're going to be so focused and reining in, and you're going to be quiet about it. This is something that is personal to you and like to whoever you're working with. Then after you put all this collective energy, and it could be 7 to 8 months, it could be like a 7 to 8 month project depending on what you're doing, there's going to be so much success from it. I mean, so much success. The Six of Wands. So Spirit is telling you like truly trust the process and get out of your comfort zone and be willing to travel, be willing to go to where your success is. And I am seeing like there is somebody from your past, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, water sign, um, that really misses you, the Ten of Swords. But because it's over, this is a different tangent. Look at that! In case you think I'm crazy and like your ancestors are all over the place, look at this. Somebody from your past is upset. They're distraught. But you're moving on. Like you're really like moving away. Um, and if this might be, I just heard you'll be in my heart, Phil Collins. You'll be in my heart. You might realign with this person. I'm being drawn to the world card. It might not be over, but right now there's something else that you're supposed to be doing. Like you're genuinely about to be very busy. Um, Focused, very focused. The Five of Swords. Yeah, there was a miscommunication with somebody from your past. Your ancestors want you to know that they're thinking a lot about it. Your words really resonated with this person. They are seeing your perspective, but they do want to come in and kind of build a legacy with you. The Ten of Pentacles, yeah. The Empress and the Nine of Wands. I'm getting such a protective energy over you. And the Four of Pentacles. Wow, that's so funny. Spirit, tell me more about this. This power 3 reading has been pretty like there's a lot happening. It's a good reading now. The King of Wands, the Joker. Okay, so I'm hearing that you need to make yourself available. Power three. Listen to me very, very, very carefully. Very carefully. Okay. Your ancestors. Listen to me talk about your ancestors. Your ancestors, like, you need to be available. You really need to be single right now. And the reason why is not because you're meant to be single forever, but you do not want to put yourself in a situation where you are being possessed. Let me tell you why. The people that are attracted to you in your life, and there could be multiple. There's this person from the past. There could be new people who are entering your life. This is anybody who encounters you. You are such a beautiful empress person, and I think that you are such a sweet, nice, kind soul that people think that you are very naive and they become very protective over you. And that protectiveness can easily it can easily teeter totter into possessiveness. And people who are like, I don't trust, it's like, it definitely gives me the vibes of like, it's not that I don't trust you, I don't trust the world around you. Like, you're a beautiful girl, you're a handsome man. I trust you. I know that you have sense, but some people out in this world are really evil and they're going to take advantage of you. And so you attract people who want to like keep you to themselves so they can protect you, but it ends up being a problem because you are meant to be shared. You were meant to be out. You were meant to shine your light, and you're meant to shine it brightly. So it's just like it's. I just got an image of a firefly trapped in a. Look at this, the Nine of Swords. A firefly trapped in a jar. You're meant to be free and light up the sky, but because somebody thought that you were beautiful, they put you in this jar. They poked some holes in it and thought that was gonna be enough. You know, you're like a genie in a bottle. You know, and this people are like, I don't want you out. You know, you got to stay in your pot until I, rub it until I give you permission to come out. And they're not thinking, and that's the thing. That's why Spirit is telling you. That's why your ancestors are suggesting to just not commit to anybody in this period of time because you're going to need the freedom to focus without it being a problem. The moment that you get into a relationship with somebody, a defined relationship, that's when expectations come out. And so they're going to expect you to answer the phone. They're going to expect you to think. And it's not even that like this person will, it's crazy because it's not even like this person will call you, you're at work, you don't answer the phone, and they're like, oh, he must be cheating on me. They're like, oh, she must have been kidnapped. Like, it's like that type of, like, they're like that protective of you. They're that, like, I love this person. They're so amazing. I just see the world taking advantage of them. So they don't want you to fly too far from them, which wouldn't be healthy right now. I think that it'll be fine after it teeters out, but you're so in this space right now that really being in a connection would only stifle your growth. You don't want to commit. You can have fun, but this is your F girl era in a sense, where it's just like you don't need to be tied down right now. Next year could be a totally different story, or the end of this year could be a totally different story. You could be singing a totally different tune. But until you get this project out of the way, this thing that you're supposed to really like dive into and focus in on, until you get this out of the way, there's no use in bringing other people into the mix right now in like a committed way. The worst thing you could do is like run off and get married. Oh god, that would be a mess. So we got the High Priestess and the Nine of Cups. So I think that Spirit is showing you what you want. Your ancestors are just like, I'm giving you what it is that you want. The Three of Cups. But keep your successes private. You're not going to be able to tell everybody these blessings that you have coming because they're so magnificent. Um, they're so magnificent, and I feel like with the Ace of Cups, this is so funny. So I'm getting like a few different things. Um, the love story that you are about to have with somebody in particular, people don't have it. So you don't want to tell your friends, oh my God, he, got better and changed and all this other stuff. And, we ended up working it out. A lot of people don't. I heard a statistic yesterday. This girl was talking, she's amazing. And she was just like, most relationships don't result in marriage. They don't. And I was just like, that is so true. How many relationships have I been in that I'm not married? But are on the precipice of having a relationship that results in marriage. I'm not telling you who that is. I'm not telling you it's the person from the past. I'm not telling you it's the new person that's coming in. But you're going to have a relationship that ends up resulting in marriage. And you know that because you and this person are talking about it. You and this person are actively working towards it when the time is right. After this, keep, keep up with me. Hopefully your ancestors, they got a lot to say. They got a lot to say, Pile 3. Um, but when the time is right, you and this person, you and a person are actually going to figure it out and figure out how to not just be in a relationship, but be in a healthy, stable, understanding relationship where you get to be in a feminine energy. The person that you're dealing with is in a masculine energy. Flip it for however it applies to you. And you're actually going to be in a very solid connection. That is going to trigger people. That's going to trigger your friends. That's going to trigger your enemies. That's going to trigger the people who think that you're your friends, but they're actually your enemies. That's going to trigger your enemies into being your friend. It's going to do stuff. So spirit is telling you, your ancestors are highly suggesting that you keep to yourself because the one thing that you and this person have that you're connecting with is y'all are very same. Like it's very twin flame energy. Like you guys understand one another. You have put in the work to understand one another. You have grown with each other. You have not shaved any corners with this person. You're not going to. So by the time it comes for you to align the two of cups, you're going to be extremely aligned. And that is rare. A lot of people don't experience that. I'm just being honest. Your ancestors are being honest. People don't do the work to experience this type of connection. You're going to be able to experience that type of connection. And Spirit is telling you to keep it a little bit to yourself. Keep it in private for right now. The Ace of Cups. Alright. Anything else? Let's go back to the work front. Like I feel like it like love work. Like it's very. And anything from the work front from your ancestors, yeah, they're just telling you you're gonna have to. You don't see it coming. You don't see this move coming. You're about to. You're about to move, but it's about to be in your benefit. Full card. And the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck again. I can't make this up. Okay, so the last bit of information that your ancestors would love to give you is you're not going to see this move coming. There's no way that you can see it coming. It's kind of unbelievable what's about to happen or how this series of events is about to unfold. Hence why you're going to have to keep it to yourself a little bit. People are going to be like, oh, how did that happen to you? And meanwhile, like I said at the beginning of the reading, you've been watching miracles happen for other people left and right. Now it's your miracle, and people are like, why do you get a miracle? You're like, man, I've waited for this damn miracle. I camped outside the Apple store for 2 months to get this. So I'm just teasing, but that's kind of what it feels like. Anyways, but this miracle that's about to happen, this space that you're about to be put into, you're not going to see it coming, but I'm telling you, you're going to have to travel for it. You're going to have to catch a flight, have to catch another flight. And Spirit is telling you, don't think about it too hard, just be. Just be. Be available. Don't don't try to don't try to overthink it. Also too, as I started touching this card, I got another message where your ancestors just like, hey, there are people who are just not going to be able to understand what you're saying. Like I feel like you're definitely in this era. You're watching people walk away bitter, angry, upset. They're mad, and they might come back around, but it's just like you genuinely are not going to be able to do anything much outside of what you are focused on for like the next 7 to 8 months. And I'm serious about that, Pop 3. It's just like you're going to be kind of locked away, working, working on whatever that is for you. And so people outside of you are going to be like, "Why did you drop me?" That could take it. They could take it personally. Like I said, you could have somebody who might be your future husband try to come into your life, or your future wife try to come into your life, and you're like, "Listen, I love you. I got you. In about 2024, me and you, we're gonna be rocking. But right now, I can't do it." And they're gonna take it personally because they're gonna think that you're hiding something or that you're being sneaky or manipulative. It's specifically with friends and all the other stuff. Maybe not your lover, they might understand, but with friends, they might think that you're trying to, fuck them over or something. You're not. You're just, disengaged right now. So be okay with that because this is your time to embark on this brand new journey. You're gonna meet brand new people. This is not about biting the hand that feeds you. This is not about rejecting where you come from. This is genuinely about taking the risk, taking the flight, putting yourself in new environments, not being chained by anybody. because, like I said, you have this energy about you where people want to protect you, but actually they end up trying to possess you, and that comes out in your friendships too. So Spirit is telling you you need to be free as a bird. You are tied to nothing. You are tied to no one. You owe no one nothing. You are at zero. You are starting again. And that's so funny. That's why wow, I just had a tarot realization my damn self as to why the Fool card is zero, you know, and not one. It is zero. You are you don't have shit but some clothes, but a hanky and your dog. That's all you need. That is all you need for this next chapter is a hanky and your dog, and you're on your way following the yellow brick road, okay? And you'll be back. You know, Dorothy made it back to Kansas after it was all said and done. So you're not forgetting who you are, where you come from, but you have to do this next thing, and your ancestors are encouraging you. There's a lot of love that's coming towards you if you are in it with somebody. Like, you know, if you have somebody in your life right now, that person easily could be the person that you end up with. You know, you're meant to meet other people. Spirit show me clear cuts. You're probably going to be dating two people at one time, to be honest. You know, you're not committed. There's not one of these. So, you know, whatever. But, you're probably going to be dating a few people at one time. And then after this stint, then you'll start making decisions. But right now, you're in the wind, okay? In a very positive way. So your ancestors are definitely watching out for you. You're not going to see this blessing coming, but it's here, okay? So that's what I got for you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Please don't forget to drop a like.